I coughed violently. I could feel my veins bulge. "Yes, sir," he said. "I definitely saw something." He looked at me and mumbled something which wasn't understandable. "Well then, must be a giant fox," I joked. He still looked fearful. "Okay, come on, I'll show you that there's nothing down there." I descended the stairs slowly, but instead of feeling my annoyance at the servant, I began to feel a mounting terror. Unconsciously, I began to breathe heavily, and my eyes began to drift away to points in the dark corners, hoping not to see anything. Never have I ever felt such pitiful fear. My hair began to stand on end. I could not bear to go any further, so I turned around in one quick motion when the door closed, suddenly plunging the cellar into darkness. I ran up the stairs yelling half in fear as well as anger at the servant. I banged against the door before I realized it was bolted on the other side. I felt like an infant who hides their face in their mother's bosom when frightened from a silly thing. But I felt a mortal fear, which no mortal words could describe. I turned slowly to the cellar. A thing stood there. A menacing smirk split across its face. It was cloaked in a darkness churning maliciously and chaotically. I felt a cold tear run down my cheek. I wanted to scream till my lungs collapsed, until my throat was hoarse, but I could not. Painfully couldn't. I could not think. I slipped into a dark abyss of unconsciousness. I looked at the human. Pity, but it was corrupt and evil, and I could see that their souls had malice and corruption. I smiled almost wickedly. What was more of a punishment than losing which that makes you of human? I slipped into the shadows, a way to purify the world from this plague that is humanity.